Hi, I'm Karl Konrad, and for the last 23 years since founding Australian Immigration Law Services, we've helped tens of thousands of people obtain their visa to live, work or study in Australia. We make these videos on our channel so you can make the right choices about which visa is best for you and how this may or may not lead to permanent residency. If you appreciate them, subscribe to this channel so we can keep extending our range of topics for you to watch. Don't forget to hit that like button too, as this helps boost the reach of each video. Now that Queensland has finally released its requirements for state sponsorship, it is time to do a comparison between them all. However, to cover everything in one video would definitely put you to sleep. And of course, people have their own interests in only certain sections, so we decided to make 3 videos. One will focus upon the perspective of international students and what benefits study in certain states may bring, and the other will be on those for working or looking to work in a particular state or territory. Finally, and one for those people who are not in Australia and are offshore. So here we go. The first is looking at different states from the eyes of international students, deciding on which state will give them the maximum benefit to apply for a residency visa. The Australian Capital Territory gives you access to sponsorship via its Canberra matrix system only. It has no graduate pathway for international students. The benefit you obtain from studying in Canberra is being granted points depending on how many years you have studied there. The points available range from 5 points for a 1-year course to 20 points for a 4-year PhD. Be warned, the ACT has a history of changing its critical occupation list, and most people need to have an occupation on this list to reach the points level where they may have a chance of being selected. If you choose to study in New South Wales, you need to be sure it's in a regional area and that is outside of Sydney. After 2 years of regional New South Wales study, this may give you access to the 491 visa sponsorship only. And I say may because these 2 years of study falls under Stream 2 of the New South Wales 491 sponsorship requirements. Under this stream, you will need to be careful to meet the New South Wales state criteria. Be warned, New South Wales does not offer sponsorship to the full range of eligible occupations, and its occupational list has a history of changing from time to time. Queensland offers very little benefit to international students who study there except for those who have completed their PhD. If you study your PhD in Queensland, you will be sponsored directly for your 190 PR visa. The rest of you only have a chance for the 491 visa. In addition to completing your minimum 2 years of study, you also need to be working in your nominated occupation for at least 3 months. This extra work experience can be pretty tough for fresh university graduates on a temporary resident visa. For the Northern Territory, for those who study at their only CRICOS registered university, Charles Darwin, you have a reasonably good chance of being sponsored for the 190 visa after living a further 6 months after your course in the Northern Territory. However, the Northern Territory government does want you to demonstrate a genuine and sustained effort to obtain employment from a Northern Territory employer in your nominated occupation or closely related skilled occupation. Now that's a little vague for my liking, but in general, Northern Territory government seems happy to sponsor its graduates. It also offers sponsorship for the full range of occupations, and if they change the rules, history has shown us they put in transitional arrangements so students are not adversely affected. Tasmania has a graduate pathway for sponsorship for the 491 and 190 visa. They have a history of providing a clear and transparent guidelines and also have a good history in providing transitional arrangements should they decide to change the rules. Tasmania has traditionally been excellent in sponsoring those who study higher education at their only university, the University of Tasmania. However, if you're relying on a minimum of 1 year's study at a vocational education provider to meet the graduate pathway, be warned that the competition is fierce and many applicants do not get sponsored. If you're working in one of Tasmania's critical shortage sectors, then your chances of sponsorship improves significantly. Tasmania also offers sponsorship for the full range of occupations. South Australia is keen to get international students back to their state, and while they do offer a full range of occupations, each occupation has different requirements. South Australia does offer a graduate sponsorship pathway to students who study just 1 year. Studying certain levels of education such as bachelor or higher can make access to the sponsorship easier. However, this must be viewed on a occupation by occupation basis. The government also fiddles with some of the occupation requirements from time to time without letting anybody know, and offers no transitional arrangements after they do so. However, we can only hope their system will remain stable, and it needs to be if they really want international students back there. Like Queensland, Victoria offers little to students who spend their money there. In fact, they have no graduate pathway at all. If you're planning to gain sponsorship benefit from spending large amounts of money in study in Victoria, then you may be very disappointed when you come to finishing your course. Western Australia does have a graduate pathway if you study 2 years in their state, but their occupation list is small and does change without notice. The government has a history of changing the occupation list often and offers no transitional arrangements when they do, so if you choose to study there, don't say we didn't warn you. If you can't decide after all of this which is the best place to go and study, then let me assist. Firstly, give Victoria a big miss. New South Wales is not much better, but there is some hope if you study 2 years in a regional area. However, the emphasis is some hope. Queensland should be given a wide berth also to study there unless you're mad enough to be doing a PhD or you feel you have a chance of getting a job in your occupation when you finish your studies. Western Australia is better than these three, but not enough to be seriously considered as a reliable option. The ACT does give significant benefit on its matrix point system, however its critical skills list is small and it has the history of changing occupations. So that leaves South Australia, Tasmania and the Northern Territory as the best 3 places to study. My pick would be the Northern Territory and Tasmania, as they have a history of offering transitional arrangements for its students if they change the rules. However, they have limited places to study, 1 university apiece, and limited job markets, so this will make a challenge, but there are still opportunities to be made. Despite the fact that I hate the South Australia system of individual occupations, differing requirements for sponsorship, it does offer a good range of educational institutions and the graduate pathways are quite good in their requirements. However, South Australia has no history of offering transitional arrangements, so if you get affected by their changing of the requirements, so the risk is more from this perspective. Choose wisely and good luck. If you need any assistance, we are here to help. This has been a simplified comparison and your situation may have many factors to consider, and we can talk you through the advantages and disadvantages of each state. Join us on Facebook as well to get the latest updates in immigration news as they happen. As always, take care out there and I'll see you next time. So bye for now.